given last night, given the road trip, is that as uplifting a moment you've had in a while?
Yeah, you know, I love how our guys fought to the finish. You know, there's so many peaks and valleys in that game that could have, you know, detoured us a little bit off our way because we created a couple messes for ourselves, and then you know, they stayed in there, and then we stayed in there, and then to get that kind of, you know, 2-out triple to walk off from Altuve's is as good a Sunday as you can have.
That was a big swing from Ariznick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know, he's been working hard trying to get back on track. You know, we've seen Jake go sort of in and out in productivity on the offensive side. He's never taken it out on defense, but you know, he's electrifying when we can get him going, and he runs around the bases. You know, but to be able to kind of insert some energy into the building, into the crowd. We know we're one hit away. There's a wild pitch. There's an error. There's so many different ways you can score from third base. So it was nice to have Jake in there.
Seems like Colby's home runs of late have been those kind of energizing ones that when you guys are not hitting well or something, he can just come up, pop one out, and get some energy in the dugout.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's come up big. You know, obviously the San Francisco homer, and then these two, you know, against the lefty, you know, him hanging in there, and you know, obviously it's a big boost. It's a run right away. It's a point, and we feel good about that, especially having fallen down 2-0. Some of it because of our own issues. So, you know, Colby's a swing away from changing the score. You know, and I say that a lot about a number of our guys, but we've got homer power, and he's got just as much as anybody, even though he's skinny.
The unearned runs.
Yeah, nice chuckle.
What was the level of frustration with the unearned runs? You know, you get the overturned challenge, and then it's basically a race right away. Yeah, no, that was disappointing because you know, it's uncharacteristic for us to give, you know, 90 feet away, and obviously they're sort of odd plays. I think both of them. I think one caught Carter a little bit off guard that the ball stayed up, hit him in the wrist, and then late in the game, Marwin's trying to do everything he can to get the ball to first base. It's going to be bang, bang either way. We get a little unlucky. It goes out of play, and he gets awarded second base. So we're a good defensive club, and that type of free passes to the opponent is rare for us, and it burned us today. So luckily we didn't hang our heads. We hung in there and found a way to get back in the game with a big inning, with a 4-run inning.
In the third inning, he was one pitch away from walking the bases loaded, then kind of turned the corner. How big was that?
No, he's probably one pitch away from coming out of the game too. I mean, that I wouldn't have enjoyed the decision that would have come with walking the bases loaded there, and I thought he collected himself very well. Got his rhythm, had some really strong innings after that, some big strikeouts, showed some emotion, which I like. You know, he was into the outing, and I told him when I took him out to fight and claw to get to that part of the game. We've got a relatively short bullpen based on the extra inning game last night. It was important for him to be tough and get into deeper into the game, and he only gave up 2 runs. I think that proved to be a reason why we were still in the game.
Will's probably your freshest bullpen arm you can use. How big was he? Just, you know,
yeah, 5 punch outs out of 6 outs. I'm not sure you can get much better. I mean, obviously the leadoff error, and then they found a way to score. But you know, he didn't cave either. You know, after a reliever gives up a run in his first inning, it shows some pretty good guts to come out the next inning and not only extend his pitch count. He's not a guy that throws 45, 50 pitches, but to do it with some dominance. Again, another reason, another part of this story as to why we were still in the game.
Does Will know going into the day that he is the 8th inning guy, or simply knows he's a late inning?
Yeah, no, he knows. I mean, we communicate, you know, the generalities. I mean, I caution them not to. I don't know when the most important out's going to be for each particular pitcher, but he knew he was going to pitch late based on how the bullpen had gone. He sees Neshek's thrown twice, 2 days in a row. He sees Gregerson's thrown 2 days in a row. He knows Fields was used yesterday. Qualls was used yesterday. The lefties aren't a great matchup against the Tigers with the thunder they bring from the right side. So these guys are well aware of their situations, and they're prepared. And you know, Will knows going in, it might be the 7th and the 8th, depending on how the game played out. And certainly by the way the game started, I thought we were going to be in our bullpen earlier than we were, and luckily we weren't.
Marwin's been quietly very good for basically a month and a half now. How do you kind of balance the playing time for him, someone who does well off the bench, but doesn't have a permanent spot.
Well, I keep putting him back on the bench so that he does well coming off the bench again. That's the way it works for a bench player. He contributes. I think his right-handed swing has gotten significantly better throughout the year. His production's been great. The 2-out triple was a big deal at the time, and the fact that I can move him around. I mean, obviously, I gave Jed the day off today. It's really hard for me to give the middle 2 infielders, an inning off, let alone a day off. And so that cuts into Marwin's playing time a little bit. So he's bounced around first and third. I don't let him sit on the bench too long, but he's got an uncanny ability to be productive in this, sort of part-time role, which is not easy. And he's got to do it from both sides of the plate. He's got to do it with, 4 or 5 gloves. He's taking balls in the outfield. You may see him in left field at some point. So he answers a lot of questions for me.
Do you feel like Jose Altuve is clutch? It seems like whenever you
Today I do, for sure.
Well, in general, I mean,
No, he does. He loves the moment. I mean, this guy loves to be up to bat at the right time. There was no doubt in my mind that he was gonna put a ball and play hard. The game will sometimes not reward you for that, but when they're chasing him around the field, I feel he's as clutch as anybody that day.